Can you hear me well? Yes. All right, so let me maybe start with a brief introduction about myself. So I'm an engineer from the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology. I studied communication systems with a main dominant in IT security. But I did pretty much all my career in finance and mostly as a commodity and FX trader. Why I'm telling you that is that because I started my career on the trade floor, and as a trained engineer and engineer by heart, you want to demystify that, very mystic things, like finance and what is trading and what are they doing. And that's how, I started to really start to ask basic questions like, what is money? Why does it bear an interest rate? Why this interest rate is decided by a central planner, the central bank, instead of the market, just like everything else. And basically, I was kind of frustrated because I've never got any answer back from that. Yeah, I saw that even the superstars, they were not asking such questions. For them, money was just a medium of exchange, and that's pretty much it. Few years later, I discovered Bitcoin quite early. It was a huge slap in my face, simply because, for the first time I could see that, okay, we can transfer value, we can exchange value, we can have value based on trust, and this trust is enforced by math and not by any central party. So that was a huge discovery and slap in my face. But then I learned a lesson, because I did buy Bitcoins, and trade Bitcoins and did this and that, and then Mt. Gox came, and I lost it all. And that was a huge lesson. Crypto was invented in the first place in order to set people free. Crypto was invented for people to be self-custodial. Bitcoin and Ether and pretty much all the crypto exist in order to set you free. It's a tool for, I would say, a peaceful revolution. Before revolution is to be violent, you need to chop off heads, etc. Now you have a tool to opt out from the existing system. And that's actually the beauty of it. So what do we do at Mont Pelerin? Right now, what we offer, we believe, is kind of the ultimate on and off ramp. The idea is very simple. We want to link your bank account with your wallet address. And today, the way it works is that every time you want to do that, you need to wire us some money and add a small reference. This reference helps us to route this payment and to know to which wallet we should credit you and what crypto you want to receive on which chain. So this is pretty cool. It works very fast, actually, for SEPA Instant in Switzerland and even in the UK. You don't need SEX anymore. You don't need centralized exchange. We believe this is a really good thing. But we're still missing something. It's still, it's a seamless bridge between fiat and crypto, but still we're missing something. You still have to own a bank account with an outdated institution that probably does not really understand well crypto. And that will most likely be more and more painful if you do trade crypto. So what I wanted to explain today is the next step of what we're building right now. And the idea here is how can we bridge those two concepts, IBANs and addresses. The goal is exactly that. In the end, this is the same thing. An address is a way for you to route your payments. An IBAN is a way for you to route your payments. And indeed, that's what we want to achieve. So the idea here is that we want to have what we call a kind of Revolut Onchain. The idea is that you get your IBAN, as many as you want, and each IBAN can be attributed to a crypto on a specific chain. So let's say you can have a Bitcoin IBAN, you can have an Ethereum IBAN on mainnet, you can have a stablecoin IBAN on mainnet or on Polygon or on Gnosis. And that in the end is an IBAN under your own name. And the whole idea here is that the banking system will not see anymore that you're dealing with crypto, because when you're receiving money on an IBAN with your own name. So they do not know in the end what is behind it. And then, of course, you're self-custodial. So you can link that to any wallet of your own. Of course, we will integrate it in our own wallet because we have a mobile wallet to facilitate the onboarding of customers. But through the web, you can actually link that to your MetaMask, your Trezor, your Ledger, and that's pretty much, and you can have even the cold one that maybe you have at the safe somewhere, or hidden somewhere. You can have the hot one on your mobile phone, for example, or your MetaMask, and then you can just transact like that. The idea is that you will be able to collect your salary, you will be able to make payments, and at the end of the day, in the field, whether you enter an address or an IBAN, doesn't matter. If it's an address, your payment is going to be routed on chain. If it's an IBAN, it means that it's going to be redeemed with us, and we're going to process the payment on your behalf on the legacy payment routes, SWIFT, SEPA, SIC in Switzerland, whatever. So this is, in a nutshell, the next step of what we want to do. Of course, it will come with a card, but the card is always something a bit tricky. And here I see like so many crypto cards in the market. If you think of it, yet another card, yeah. There are so many of them, and they're not all of them that convenient. So maybe they are cool because they give you like some crypto back, etc. But most of the time, this crypto back means basically a kind of inflation token that they would, issue all the time. So at the end of the day, is that really the model that we want? That's not what we believe. Yeah, card is a difficult business. It's a very low margin business, extremely low, and most of the time you even lose money. So it's kind of a loss leader. It's something that people want, maybe for the pride also, to have your brand on the plastic. But at the end of the day, right now, we believe that you're better off using your existing Revolut. Yeah, Revolut works perfectly. It has many, many currencies. It works in Prague, it works in Paris, it works in London. And at the end of the day, with SEPA Instant, you can instant top up your Revolut card. So at the end, you can keep your crypto on your own wallet, and whenever you need, in one click, you load your Revolut card. So this is, in a nutshell, what we're working on, what we've been doing, and then that's pretty much it. And the idea of this presentation was to keep it short, so that we can have more interaction and people could ask questions. Unfortunately, I'm not able to make a demo today. As you know, when you plan something, you should multiply by 3 the times it takes. So this will happen probably in September, end of August or September. Our team is mostly based in Switzerland, but since COVID, some of the people decided to move abroad, like some to Brazil, some to Portugal, some to Czech Republic, and it works quite well. And here I would like to encourage you to join the early access so that you will be notified as soon as we go live with these new features. Thank you. And please feel free to ask questions.
Hello, thank you very much for the presentation. Under what kind of license are you offering this product to be able to create IBANs for your clients?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So we are based in Switzerland. We are regulated as a financial intermediary in Switzerland. Switzerland is kind of different animal than the rest of Europe when it comes to licenses. We are allowed to process payments on behalf of clients. We are allowed to make third-party payments. We are allowed to take custody of assets up until certain very low limit, and anyway, that's not what we want to do. But when it comes to IBANs, in Switzerland, if you want to have your direct access to the clearer, which is called SIC, the SIX Interbank Clearing, you need to become a so-called fintech license or a banking license. The fintech license is also called banking light license. That's not our way right now. Right now we are partnering with an existing banking institution, and we are actually renting those IBANs from them. And to start, it will be from Switzerland. So IBANs will start with CH, yeah, for Swiss franc and euro, because from Switzerland we are part of the SEPA zone. We can clear the same way as France and other countries, SEPA and euro.
No USD in this case, no?
Yeah, and for now, the USD is not going to be with a dedicated IBAN. So we'll continue the existing setup where the USD is actually a pool IBAN. So it's not under your own name. Yeah. So to start, it will be only euro and Swiss franc, and then pound in the second stage. And then later on, we'll see. We actually do, maybe this is an alpha, but we do have created a sub-company in the US because we truly believe that the US market needs to be addressed from the US and it cannot be addressed from Switzerland. So we are putting everything in place right now. So we are registered as a money service business over there. We have our own money laundering reporting officer in the US. So we're pretty much ready to launch that in the US as well.
Okay, thank you. Last question, only for retail clients or you will also onboard the businesses?
No. The entire idea is to onboard also businesses, and we truly believe, and that's something that we've been doing also since quite some time right now, I believe like more than a year. And it was kind of confidential, but we are helping companies, and especially crypto companies, to unbank or to basically bank them in the sense that they have their treasury in crypto, in stable coins, and whenever they want to make payments to pay their salaries, to pay taxes, to pay the social benefits of the employee, then they send us stable coins, and we make the payments on their behalf. So basically, these companies today do not have to have a bank account, and even like we help companies in Switzerland to basically incorporate without a bank account. So the whole idea is that you can bring, so for example, an SA company in Switzerland is 100K capital. But you do not necessarily need to bring that in Swiss franc. You can actually bring that in kind, in Bitcoin, in Ether, in stable coins, and that works. And that means that right now you can create your company and you can live, and your company can live without ever having to have a bank account.
And will you sub-license the IBANs, for instance, for a business wanting to onboard its own customers?
That's something we are actually looking. We haven't decided yet fully.
Okay, thank you.
Hi. I wonder, how do you make money? And you've existed for a while. Are you profitable yet with the way you're doing? I've also seen you're doing zero fee exchanges with the Euro E. And is that the future that you want?
Yeah, so we are big believers in stablecoins in general. Maybe a quick story here. Originally, when we started Montpellier, we had in mind to issue our own stablecoins. Yeah? So we wanted to issue Swiss franc token, euro token, pound token, etc., and even dollar token. Why? Because in Switzerland, there is a very clear framework to do so. And especially if you're not a bank. It's impossible to do it if you're a bank. But if you're just a financial intermediary as we are, it's very easy to get a bank guarantee. So basically the bank is guaranteeing the amount on the bank account, and you can issue a token that is freely transferable, like freely. Because that setup already exists in paper in Switzerland. It's called the Recachèque. And that means that you can use the same setup and digitalize it. Yeah? Why we didn't do it? Because simply, if you create your own stablecoin on day one, it's useless. There is no market quoted against it. There is no pool in Uniswap against it. There is nothing in Curve, nothing anywhere. So you have to recreate the holding or incentivize people to do it. So, and then I met Pascal from Jarvis, and maybe you know those guys. And then it was kind of an enlightenment when we discussed together because, oh, cool. Now, I mean, he actually not having the collateral in the bank account, but the collateral is on-chain, meaning that if the collateral is USDC, pretty much the most liquid and with the biggest depth in the market, then that means that in 2 transactions, or maybe 2 in 1, you can swap your euro for the USDC and then USDC to Ether or any other coin that you want to trade with. So that was really the step here. Now, the second part of your question, are we profitable? Yes, we are. We are a small team. And we've been here for quite some time, and we are today profitable. When it comes to the IBAN side, we haven't fully decided yet onto the business model here, because again, that's costly. It's costly to process payment. It's costly to offer IBANs, especially if you want to offer as much as the customer wants. So maybe we'll have some kind of freemium plan and maybe some more like a more expensive monthly fee for the premium users.
Last question? Okay.
Hi, thanks. Do you see this as a path towards where, a state where everything is just on chain? And like, how would that evolve in your mind?
Yeah, that's exactly the way we view it. I mean, we are a true believer of tokenization in general. We truly believe that, I mean, we started our journey by creating something we're kind of proud of, which is called the bridge protocol. I'm not sure it's a protocol, but it's a set of smart contracts for you to issue security tokens, yeah, and to remain compliant during the entire life cycle. We were pioneering in Switzerland. We were the first company to incorporate our shares into token and to make it legally recognize one thing. So it sounds easy today, but at that time, there were a lot of people trying to mimic shares. So they were doing some kind of profit sharing and some consultative voting rights and this and that, but it was not legally speaking shares. It was a kind of voucher for shares or something like that. What we did at that time was really to go one step further and make it recognized by law, meaning that your token holder equal shareholder as such, protected by Swiss law. And in the future, we truly believe that even banks could have their entire balance sheet on chain in real time. Yeah. And that's why we created it, because a bank balance sheet is very easy. Yeah? It's on one side, you have the liabilities, the deposit of the clients, what the bank owes to the client. On the other side, you have the assets. And most of the time, it's pretty much mortgages. Yeah? So all that can be modelized in the form of smart contract. That's very easy. If you think of it, a mortgage today is a kind of illiquid asset for the bank. Yeah. So of course, BNP Paribas can sell a mortgage to Société Générale. Of course, they can. They don't do it because they won't sell a single mortgage. They will package, asset-backed securities, mortgage-backed securities, thousands of loans all together in order to limit the cost of the unit of each and every underlying. Yeah. But you could do the same on chain. You can have your mortgage can be just a smart contract. At the end of the day, instead of paying back to an IBAN, you would pay back to an address. And the issuer can sell it to another bank. You will not change the IBAN you pay. You continue, or the address to which you pay. You will continue paying to the same address, but the owner can be different. And because it's represented by tokens, it can be owned collectively by everyone here, yeah, or the crowd, or anyone. So we're true believers in that, and we truly believe that the way forward is your bank account that you own, where you own your money, where you are your own banker, where you're self-custodial, and where no one else has access to your money. And of course, we need to bridge that gap, No one else has access to your money can be kind of scary for kind of some people. So of course, we need to come up at some point with some form of backup solution. Of course, it creates some, stress in the community, where we saw with the Ledger case. It creates some stress. Whenever you add backup solution, then it means somehow, oh, there's a possible backdoor there. So we need to pay attention on how, but yes, that's also the next step for that. But within your own wallet, your wallet should become your bank account. Your wallet should be linked with IBANs, should be linked with securities account in the sense that you have your own security tokens, and everything can be actually tokenized in all the securities and everything that you traditionally buy and hold today.
Okay. Thank you, Arnaud, and thank you all.
Thank you very much.